Out with that bullshit that them niggas talk, cause them niggas lame. I break it down for a good flip. I smoke purple shit and you don't know me, man. A Caltech in my backpack, a 223, that's all on me. A Glock 40 with extendo clips. Mario with that Nintendo shit. Cut it out with that faking fam. I hit the light switch and watch the roach scram. My light switch is a rocket fam. Either headshots or it's diaphragm. So fuck them all, fuck a crooked cop.
A lot of this is systematic, Megan. It goes back to education and the school system and job opportunities. Because when you have a lack of opportunities, then people turn to do something else. But this is a systematic issue with our criminal justice system, with our educational system, and it is a major failure for so many African Americans and people who are poor as well.
UP the rap juggernaut. Until they stop, they gon' drop. Light him up when that unit stop. Cut it out with that mean mugging. Cut it out with that fake thugging. Told my nigga sit back, just relax. That nigga ain't about nothing, so cut it before we let it go. Cut it, you gon' lose control. Cut it, bitches down the road. Cut it, nigga, we never fold.
What up, though? What up, though, Monique? Yeah, I'm tripping. Sitting there playing with my phone. It's the word. I ain't even got no title tonight. You know, I just wanted to come on and talk to the people. Just have a conversation. And, yeah, I feel good, man. Took my baby to the doctor. Spent the whole day out with the family. I feel good. I think everybody should embrace their family. You know, embrace the positive vibes in life. There's a lot of stuff going on in the world, and it's easy to find chaos, but we forget to enjoy the simple things. And the simple things, I mean, in my opinion, just give me the greatest joy. Just sitting back thinking about, you know, some of the times I had with my wife, and it's just amazing, you know. But yeah, I just wanted to come on here and talk. The link is there if anybody want to come up. And there's a lot of crazy stuff going on in the world, but I think we should take the time out and seek joy. We usually seek we usually find what we seek. And I don't think we look for the positive things enough. You know, especially, like I said, society, so much stuff going on, wars, inflation, you know, stresses at jobs. It's just a lot going on in the world. And I think we forget to take the time out to actually try to be happy or seek happiness or do something to spark happiness. We don't do that enough. Because like I said, I mean, it's hard not to focus on the negativity stuff. You know, like I said, with work, you turn on the TV, politics, somebody that got shot, somebody dying, commercial come on, you see a little kid starving to death, turn on the news, you know, women getting abused. There's a lot of negative stuff in the world. And so it's hard to not see it, but we still got to take the time out to actually seek joy, seek happiness. We got to look for it or create it intentionally. You know, I get a habit when I go out, I just smile and say hello to people. And sometimes I look like a dimwit though, because I mean, people look like, what the hell wrong with him, you know? But if I get one smile, I'm happy. You know, I mean, I was just thinking about my wife first took me canoeing. She tried to kill me. Yeah, I ain't never been canoeing before. And we going down the river. It's called Rifle River. and we going down this river, and a tree branches up, and I'm thinking like the current is taking the boat, and she stands up in the canoe and grabs the tree branch, and she said, "I got this," and I'm thinking like, do she think this canoe go stop? The tree branch went back, smacked her, hit me in the chest, and just like the cartoons, I started rolling around. And the reason I know I rolled around is because I seen the sky, then I seen the water, then I seen the sky, and then I was face down in the water. So I literally went around the branch, and I was mad as hell. Because when I get up, I get all this, I got the moss from or the algae from the bottom, the rocks and stuff all on my leg bleeding, feel like my ribs broke, and I almost drowned in like 5 feet of water. And it took an old couple. We flipped out of that thing like 3 more times. And it took an old couple to teach me how to canoe and get down the river. I was mad as hell because it was like an hour ride. But when we got back to the campsite, I'm just laughing. And I'm like, I ain't gonna never forget that. And we laugh about it now. It's so much in life that life has so much to offer, but we got a lot of obstacles, and it's hard not to think about those obstacles, but we got to remember to have fun because we ain't here for a long time. We not. And I'm only 38, and I know it's probably people listening to this that's older than me, so you know more than I do how precious time is. And if we spend it looking at the negative, we forget about the positive. I'm always going to talk about mindsets. I'm always going to talk about solutions. And I mean, all the stuff I've been through, I choose to try to build and try to be positive. Because the time when I leave this earth, I ain't going to be no celebrity or nothing like that. But the people who know me, I want them to continue to talk about me in a positive way. I mean, that's, I guess, I got kids. When I'm gone and people speak on their father, I want them to speak highly of me. So I try. That's why I try to be positive. I mean, there's always going to be somebody who talk negative about you or think negative. That's just what it is. But the people who know me, I want them to be like, you know what? That was a good dude. That's all I got left here is my family when I leave and what I did. If I can't impact the world, at least I impact the people I know in a positive way. I mean, everything we do at some point in time, we either got to hold ourselves accountable or we will be held accountable for it. Everything we do. Even if it's by karma, you will be held accountable. And I learned that. A couple times, but I learned that. I really, truly understand that. So when my karma catch up or when I'm held accountable for my action, I want it to be positive. I mean, you can easily get influenced by different environments and by people. We can get influenced. That's something else I learned. When I was younger, I got influenced by the wrong people and did a lot of wrong things. But now that I'm older, I understand that because I learned from those experiences. And I understand my words and even what I say, can influence people. The things that I do can influence people. I'm highly aware of that. So when I say I'm trying to build or I am aware of what I'm doing and I'm doing it for a purpose. I'm intentionally doing it. And it's not easy. It's really not easy all the time. There's a lot of times where I want to speak my opinion, but I'm humble enough to know my opinion is not valuable unless someone asks for it. I mean, and honestly, that's just fact. I mean, if you have an opinion about someone and they don't ask for it, it's kind of meaningless. It's only valuable to you. It's not valuable to the person, even if it's a good opinion that can help them. It's not valuable to them unless they're willing to receive what you're saying. I learned that dealing with my best friend. No, he's younger than me, almost. Sean was almost 13 years younger than me. And coming up in the hospital, he was just a young buck I took under my wing. And he was hard headed. He didn't want to listen. He didn't want to listen. So everything I was saying to him, it didn't matter. And we got into it. Some time lapsed. He came back and apologized. And he was willing to listen. Now the things that I say to him is valuable to him. It's valuable to him. But before that, it wasn't. I mean, we all got perspectives. We all have unique ways of looking at things because we all have been through things. And those things we've been through affect us in different ways. And when that happens a lot of times, we might encounter it again or know someone who will encounter in that same situation. And when that happens, we like to think that we know best. What's the best choice to make? What's the best decision to make? So we offer opinions. And a lot of times when that happens, like I said, if a person doesn't want it, then it's not valuable. So they don't listen. And so I've learned to keep my opinions to myself. That's just me personally. That's my observation through life about opinion. That's why I choose not to share it unless it's asked. And a lot of times it's hard not to share, like I said, especially when it's somebody you care about and you see something. That's really hard. But I've learned you can't help people unless they want to be helped, unless they're willing to be helped. You can't help people. We was talking about addiction the other day. You can't help an addict unless the addict is ready to be helped. And that's on any level. You can offer something to someone and they don't have to accept it. I just learned doing the right thing is doing things with good intention, with pure intention. That's how I look at doing the right thing. Well, I guess that's one of the ways. I mean, because you could say morally, doing what's morally right is doing the right thing. But even if I feel something's morally right and I do it with a bad intention, I don't think it's the right thing. Or if I feel forced to do something, I don't think it's the right thing. That's why, my understanding is if I do something, I do it with good intentions, and I feel like I did right. But everybody got different perspectives, and I've learned to try to understand people before. Well, I try not to judge. We all human, I know I judge people in my mind, and I might, have conversations with my wife, but I try not to. If I do judge people, I try not to make it public, because at the end of the day, it's still my opinion. I can be wrong, so that's why I try not to judge people. I think it's better to understand, because if you think somebody is doing something wrong and you begin to understand why they did it, I think you'll have a better understanding of their intentions. You know, sometimes people do stuff. I don't want to say off a reflex, but you know, someone might do something because it's normal to them, and a lot of times, what's normal to us is not really normal. I was listening to a content creator, and she hit the nail right on the head. She said, you know, she see black people arguing or pulling guns on people. That's normal to her. She said it's not right, but it's normal because that's what she experienced most of her life. Like I thought, like when Michael Vick got picked up for that dog fighting, I looked at it like, y'all serious? Like y'all about to give this man 2 years, and because it was normal to me. I grew up watching dog fights, but with an older, more mature mind, I understood why I was wrong, and I understood why he got punished. I understood it then. But when I initially seen it, I'm like, I don't understand what's wrong with that. That's because it was normal. I grew up watching it. So, I mean, what's normal to some is abnormal to other people. It's all predicated upon the experiences they had and how they view those experiences. And I think just the lack of communication, the way we communicate now, almost the way we think. We think that the way we think everyone is supposed to think like this. That's how a lot of disagreements occur because a situation happened and one side think it should have went down like this and the other side think it should have went down like that, and they both got their different perspectives. That's how a lot of disagreements, a lot of arguments happen. We think people should conduct themselves the way we do. We don't take the time to understand or see another person's perspective because maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I've been doing it wrong this whole time, and that's the proper way to do it. You never know, but that's why we have to learn how to communicate. I mean, at least at bare minimum, um, be open to each other's ideas, ideology. Be willing to communicate. You almost got to be willing to. You know, there's a lot of questions I got. Sometimes I think I don't ask them because I actually know the answer, but why is it entertaining? Um, why is hurting people entertaining? Like, why do we find that entertaining? Someone being hurt. Like, I don't see the entertainment in it. I mean, we call it sport. Like, we can call boxing. After seeing what happened on the football field the other night um, with the Hamlin kid, and then you think about boxing or a contact sport. Why is hurting entertainment? Even they got a beef sector on YouTube. Like I understand roasting. Roasting is fun. I mean, I'm pretty sure a lot of us grew up playing a dozen, roasting each other. That's fun. But it's only fun if both parties is enjoying it. You know, it's not fun when one person is just like dogging another person. That's not fun. That's not fun. But we think hurting one another is entertainment. I, even in movies, I like violent movies. I like stuff to go boom, but it's entertainment. Like, is that like our primal or our reptilian part of our brain that finds that entertaining? I love combat sports. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm fucked up too. It's just a different way. I like the physical violence. I don't like the mental violence, but I like the physical violence. Yeah, I guess that's part of our reptilian brain. And it's like I want to stop watching it, but I can't. I enjoy it. I'm watching the tank fight. On 2 days, I'm watching the tank fight. And I know Tank gonna knock that boy out. And I'm gonna enjoy every second of it. But why? I mean, even football. Football, I play football. Family play football. I enjoy it. But why? Especially after seeing what just happened. Like, my cousin went to school with that boy. My family got pictures with him. He stayed the night over my aunt's house. Like, they know him. And to watch that, what up, bro? To watch him stretched out like that, like, I don't know, but like talking to my dad, looking on Instagram, seeing, my cousin post, that was his college buddy. They both went to the University of Pitt. My god brother there now, he played for the University of Pitt. And I think, like, even my cousin playing in the NFL, they wear the same number 3. And I couldn't imagine if that was my cousin laying on that ground like that. But like I said, I like violence. I like context, but I just don't understand why. Like, why do we like violence? Nate, why do we like violence, bro? I don't know. It just do. Part of our animal instinct. But I'm just talking. I ain't even got nothing to say tonight. Like I said, I just enjoyed my day with my family. And I just felt like we all should seek joy and happiness. We should look for it. There's so much negativity in the world. Sometimes it's hard to find it, but it's there. I promise you, it's there. If you look for happiness, if you look for joy, you'll find it. No matter how crazy or messed up the world is, just don't get. I try not to be too influenced by the world. It's hard. It's hard. It truly is. I mean, but when you've been through stuff, man, especially as you get older, I see why a lot of my OGs are just laid back now. I used to wonder, like, growing up, like, they was rowdy, and now they just like, man, I'm chilling. I see now that I'm older, I understand that now. And you get older, you just want peace. Like, when you've been through shit. That's why I a lot of times I look at people and I can tell if they've been through something in life or not. I can tell, especially the older they are. Because when you've been through stuff, after a while, you just want to chill. You just want to be done. You get tired. You get tired. You don't want to be all in the mix. Even street dudes. I mean, if you know a real street dude really put that work in, he don't want to be in the street no more. A lot of times, you do that to get out the hood. That's why, that was the whole goal, the whole objective was to make money to get your family out. And then I don't know what happened. Now it's just to make money, and I guess just to make money and blow it. The old dudes used to invest it, buy laundromats, arcades, car washes. And then even when they bought the arcades, laundromats, car washes in Michigan, Coney Island, in the D, they looked out for people. You know what I'm saying? They looked out for the hood, and the hood looked out for them. Nowadays, people the dope dealers, the gangbangers, they terrorize the hood. But when I was growing up, they took care of the hood. So it's like you're not even doing this to make a better life for your family. You're doing it to crash out. You're doing it for fun. Like you hustling for fun. Like what are you doing? You're not buying property. You're not buying businesses. You're not helping people. Like, so your end game is what? Either jail or dead. There's no, not only is there no more structure to the street life, there's no guidance and there's no goal. Like I said, my people did it to make it out, to get enough to start something legit and to quit. That was the whole purpose. That was the whole goal. And now that's why they die young. No guidance, no goal. You just wake up, hustle, gang bang, go to sleep. Wake up, hustle, gang. How long do you think you can do that? The streets are undefeated. The streets are undefeated. The streets will never belong to a man and will never surrender to a man. That's just what it is. You can't beat the game. Many tried, many died. And then it's just a distraction. Because when you finally make it out, then you want to go to school, you want to get a job, you want to do this, you wasted time. That's all it is. You wasted your time in the street where you could have been learning something, a trade, a skill, going to college. Even if you want to entertain or play sports, you could have been doing that, but you're running around the street. And we still glorify that. The whole street mentality, the whole street, that it almost became black culture without everybody being involved in it. You'll have a tax-paying citizen call the police and they say they snitching. Well, that's a street code, bro. But then you get people in the street, they do dirt with you. They tell them 30 and they snitching. That's what I'm saying. Like it don't make sense. This whole it was different when I was there because it was family. We were family, like literally my family. I wasn't in no gang. It was my family. So if I did something with my family and I got caught and they didn't, I just sit down because I know they gonna take care of me. Not only take care of me, they gonna take care of the family because we're family. Nowadays, somebody get picked up for DWI, they snitching on everybody. They tell them where the bodies and everything at. It ain't the same no more. It's not the same. Yeah, what I just told you. I know literally happened. Dude got picked up on a drunk driving, told where his boy put a dead body, and he was looking at a DWI. They ain't had nothing to do with his boy. Boy wasn't even there, but he didn't want to go to jail, so he snitched on his own boy who got away with a crime because he was about. There ain't no loyalty in the street. Even half of the time, half of the time, you got to worry about the people you kicking it with. Those be your biggest ops. There's the people you kicking it with. I don't know how many stories. I probably could tell you at least 8, 9 stories where a person got killed by their friend who was in the same clique. Not the people they was beefing with, not the people they competing with, their own people. Like this the street ain't the street no more. It ain't no rules. And if it is rules, they meant to be broken. So I mean, if you're young and listening to this, you got more options. You got better options than the street. Because the street don't love you. You got way bigger options than the street. I mean, even going to school, I believe, I'm gonna be honest with you. I think it's all institutionalized anyway. I can break that down, but it's still a better option because you can go to school. If you go to school and learn things that you can create your own. Don't go learn how to work for somebody. Go and learn how to create your own. And what did I mean by that? You can go to business school, even if you go to school to be a doctor or a lawyer. Get your own firm, get your own practice. Let that be the goal. Don't do it. Tell them I'm going to work for anybody because you just wasted your money. If you pay for education and you don't use that to create and build your own, you're wasting your money because at any time they can take whatever they give you. You go get a job, you can work the job, you can be the best on the job. They don't have to reward you, they don't have to promote you, they don't even have to keep you. You you ever work a job and you were so good at the job that the person ahead of you was afraid that you might take their job? I can't tell you how many times that happens, but it happens. So if you go to school, go get an education and allow that education to create your own, where you can be the boss, where you can hire people, you know. But that's still a better option than being in the street. Honestly, working a 9 to 5 is a better option because you gambling with your life in the street. You gambling, and that's a bad gamble. Them odds ain't good. Jail or death, that's not good. Maybe I get 5, 10 years out of it. That's all your life worth. If you're lucky, you get out of it. And then how many people are you willing to? I'm not gonna use the term sacrifice, but how many people are you willing to lose? That's an illusion that was given to us. That was an illusion. That was to make us not strive for things, man. And I know some people feel they don't have um, other options but to do it. But I'm telling you, you do. You go to a trade school, it don't cost that much. Even if you're in the street now, save your money, go to a trade school. If you go get your CDLs, you can you can talk to people. But I've seen 7 people do this. Go get their CDLs. They drive for almost a year and a half, 2 years, and then they bought their first truck. Now they're their own boss. Now they're their own boss off a CDL license. The electrician, a plumber, 75, $65 an hour just to come out and talk to you. Not even to look at nothing. Automatically when they knock on your door, 65 to $75 just to knock on your door. Everybody's gonna need a plumber and an electrician. Them trades, everybody always need them. And you can create your own business off of that. After you get surpass your journeyman and you become licensed, you can make your own business. You ain't even got to work for nobody no more. That's what I'm saying. Like you always got options. Just talk to people, and if you one of the people who do some of these trades, expose them to people more. Let people know about the options. I tell people about life insurance. Like, man, if you like the thrill of hustling, I'm telling you, life insurance is a great avenue to explore. If you like the will and deal, if you like, just talking something up. I like talking. Like, I like talking about a product. I like hyping a product up. You know, I like that. I enjoy it. I enjoy teaching people about products, things that can help them. So when I meet a client, and I'm talking life insurance or I'm talking health insurance, I like to hear their needs, and then I tailor something to them, and I get the thrill out of that because I'm helping people too. I get an adrenaline rush out of it. It feels good, So I mean, it's other things you can do. There's other things you can do, but we gotta. I'm I'm being honest. Um, I don't think we ain't gonna never come together as a people. We not gonna ever do that. That's not gonna happen. But I think what we can do is build tribes, you know, build a community. I think that can happen. But you can't have all black people ain't the same anyway. We really not. We can all say, we having a black experience in America, but I mean, if we if we want to be naive enough to think that all black people are the same, then so be it. But all black people ain't the same. If you all white people ain't the same. It's different rate. Papa Will said it, but it's different races inside races. So us trying to get all black people on one accord, we were never like that. Even if you want to say we came out of Africa, we were never always together. We had different cultures even in Africa. You go over there now, it's different black people from different tribes doing different things. So no, we all not the same. So it's not ever gonna be this big old black kumbaya. I think that's a distraction, honestly. I'm just being real. Even people accepting that ideology, I think that was created to distract. I really do. If you think about it, that's an awesome way because how long we been trying to do that? How long we been trying to get all the black people together? That shit a distraction. Instead of focusing on communities like all these other groups of people do. Like-minded people coming together and creating something because they like-minded people. That's what we should be focusing on, is getting like-minded people. People willing to cooperate with one another. And Nate, flowers to the feet again. Nate said it best. The hurdle in that in itself is that somebody within a group is going to feel either inadequate or want to feel more than other people. So, even at that point, we got to come up with some type of code that people are willing to accept for the purpose of creating something better. We ain't getting all black people together. All black people ain't coming together. That'll never happen. That's a distraction, people. You want to believe it or not, that was created as a distraction. That whole ideology of bringing all black people together. All black people ain't the same. Never have been, never will be. It's different variety of black people. Just like white people, just like Asians. You don't see, even if you go into Tokyo, it's different type of Japanese people. Some of them don't deal with the other ones. And they in the same country, the same nationality. Chinese people, Asian people, the same thing. But over here in America, we want to accept all black people are the same. No, that's why we don't get along. We keep trying to put shit together that don't fit. You can't put, think about it. One of my OGs told me, look, man, just because somebody cool with you, don't make them cool with me. Everybody just not for everybody. And I didn't understand that at first. I'm like, oh no, this is my boy. I'm gonna bring him through. He like, hell no. He said, that's your boy. He said, that ain't my boy. He might be cool with you, but you don't know who he know. Somebody he know might not like me. And I'm like, bro, you paranoid. But later on, I seen where an incident like that occurred. And I learned from it. But yeah, all black people not the same. So we ain't all coming together. But what we can do is get like-minded people together. Get like-minded people together. And then we can make peace. Like I said, black privilege or black benefit of the doubt. We don't have to fight with one another. We can just not deal with one another. I think that'd be more powerful. If we don't like one another, just stay the fuck away from one another. I think that'd be dope. But I don't think it's no point of talking about getting black people together no more. Because we all ain't the same. We all from different tribes, But I think we can cooperate with one another and agree to disagree with one another. I think that's a small step. Maybe we should start there. But we gotta promote I want to say self-love, but we gotta promote I can't even say it. It don't matter. I was about to say we gotta promote positivity with one another. I get a brother like Nate, right? I have no problem shooting positive energy his way. I have no problem shooting positive anybody way. But he feel the same way. He shoot positive energy towards me. We joke, we laugh. I don't know this brother. I met him. We chit chat on the internet. We don't DM or nothing. But when we in a room together, either if I'm on a mic or he on a mic, we show each other love. And we don't even know each other. So it's not hard to do. Ryder, whenever I see Ryder the Prophet, Whenever Papa Will in the building, Rachel, any of the sisters, we just do it. We just do it. So it's not hard to do. It's being done. I think if we really took a self inventory and looked at ourselves as individuals, not what people do to us to make us do this, but understanding and being accountable for what's inside of us and start fixing those problems, I think we'd be all right. I think we'd be all right. Because, like I said, I suffered at one point in time from jealousy, from envy. I had all that stuff in my heart, man. And I'm not gonna lie, I don't know if it's still there. It just hasn't shown itself in a while. Ever since I thought I kicked it out, I haven't felt jealous of anybody. I haven't felt envious of anybody. I try not to, like I said, I'm consciously aware of not judging people. I do that consciously. If I feel myself about to do it, I don't do it. I'm 38. I'm an adult. I don't do it. And maybe it's because of how I tricked myself. I would prefer, and it might sound sick, I'd rather analyze people than to judge them. I'd rather figure out why they do the things they do so I can understand. And once I understand why they did it, I don't see no point of judging it. Like me saying if it was right or wrong, it really don't matter. Once I understand why people do things, I'm honest, telling honest to God truth. It really don't matter. I just know how they are and what they are, and I know if I can deal with it or can't. That's how I look at it. And like I said, it might be sick, but that's how I look at things. And I understand if I can deal with it or if I can't. But if I judge it, I won't get that opportunity to analyze it because I would already said if it's good or bad. But like just facts. What's good to some people is bad to others, and what's bad to some people is good for others. That's just facts. You can't have one without the other. Good does not exist without evil. Evil does not exist without good. So, I can go around and say and label things good, evil, good, evil, good, evil, good, evil. But like I said, what's good for some might be bad for others. And I've seen real life examples. I shared a story about working in a hospital. If you understand gift of life, that's when somebody is on the transplant list and somebody else died. And because that person died, another person can live because they get an organ. I worked in the OR for 13 years, and we used to have at least 3 of those, maybe not over exaggerating, maybe 3 a month where that happened. And a lot of times it'd be little kids, man. It'd be a little kid dying between the ages of 11 and 16. And they giving their organs away. It was older people too, but a lot of times it was the kids. Like when they came to like heart transplants and lungs, they were taking them from little kids who died. And we got to sit there and watch that little child take his last breath. And we take the organ to the next room and put it in somebody and give them a longer, potentially longer life. And it's like, do you be happy or do you be sad? It happens so quick. It's like you sitting in one room like, damn, this little boy, but you got to rush to the next room. And then you doing things in anticipation of this person. We saving this person life. We giving this person a longer life to live with their family. It's like, so are you like, what is it? It just is. It literally just is. Good and evil need to exist. So for both of them to exist. Why did God make the devil? Because you wouldn't know the power of God without the devil. You wouldn't know the glory of God if there was no devil. You wouldn't have nothing to compare God to. That has to be evil. And understanding that's why I say I don't judge. I just see what it is. And once I see what it is, either I can deal with it or I can't. It's some things I never do. Some things I never indulge in. Some things that's just not cool. And yeah, it's evil. But like I said, what I still like when why do you think they do psychoanalysis on serial killers? Some of the Ted Bundys. Why did they do a psychoanalysis? This man went around mutilating women. Like, why do anybody care why he did that? To try to prevent it. If they see some of these traits in other people, maybe they can stop it before it happens. Maybe we can figure out what exactly happened to prevent this from ever happening again. If it's a chemical imbalance, maybe we can find it early and create a drug to balance the chemical imbalance out so this won't happen. The same concept of why I don't judge. Because if you judging somebody, you can't find those intricate things because you already know it's bad. So why even judge? I mean, why even it just fucked up? That's the devil. So why even analyze it? But that's just me, and that's just what I do. So, and like I said, I'm not. I said it plenty of times. I'm not coming on here trying to be no expert or nothing. I'm just sharing information. I'm literally sharing information from experiences that I had and information that I learned that I put to practice for a couple years and got a different perspective from it. So even when I talk about the 42 ideas of my heart, I practice that daily. I practice that. It ain't something I just read up on, learned, and use the information just to quote to other people. Oh, look what I can do. No, I practice it. Different forms of meditation, I practice those. Not to tell people that, oh, guess what I do? I know how to do this, or look at me. I don't do all that. That's the biggest thing that's why I can't go into the conscious community. Because even trying to go over there and talk about information that I learned, that I put to use, that I feel we can share with people, and it might make their life better. No, they just want to debate where I got the information from. Like, bro, I practiced it. Like, I know we can recite the 42 ideas of my heart. I can tell you the origin. I can tell you that the whole kingdom didn't live by this. This was originally written for Annie. And if you know anything about the Book of the Dead, all the pharaohs, all the influential people in Egypt had their own specific Book of the Dead. So no, this is not something that everybody practiced. Everyone had their own individual 42 ideas. So we can sit here and debate that all day. But when I did this is what happened. So I think we can share this information to people. No, you just want to debate. Like what is y'all doing all this research for? If y'all not actually using the information to help people, that don't make sense to me. Oh, you making them knowledgeable. No, because y'all keep debating and what was the best way yesterday ain't the best way today. Because this new information came out. What is in these books that can help people? What is in these histories that you learn that can help people. Oh, they know where they come from. Bruh, all these people ain't the same. What are in these books that can help people? They can't tell you is a hustle. They don't even practice it. I hear all these comedic people, and they, part of, if you comedic and you truly believe the 42 ideas of Ma'at was taught and practiced in Egypt, and we should be practicing it, how can you debate? You can't debate. You can't even debate somebody about religion. One of the 42 ideas is I honor all altars, which means I respect all religions. It's not my job to tell people if their religion is fake or real. If it's working for them, it's working for them. Simple and flat. But you practice this, right? That's just like Christianity. People who claim to practice Christianity. So many things. Like you know it, you believe in it, but I don't believe in things. I need to know. Believing has never been good enough for anybody. When we was younger, we believed in Santa Claus, Tooth Fairy, and found out it wasn't real. So why take that chance with this? Why not indulge and learn and read it for yourself and learn it for yourself? Because when you do, you'll understand that the kingdom of God is within man. There's no need to look outside yourself if you're seeking God. It really ain't. And that might not resonate with people, but the kingdom of God is within man. There's no purpose going outside yourself. You do not need a middleman to contact God, to be of God. You do not need a middleman. All these people hustling, y'all. When you go to, and look, this ain't no spite. Like I said, I respect all religion. I respect all belief systems. But we have to be honest too. And it's not me debating, it's just telling facts. To learn the Bible, you can't jump back and forth. You can't jump back and forth to it. You have to read it. So if you go to church and your pastor keep jumping back and forth, just ask them, like, is there a way you could teach us this Bible? Or go to Bible school. So if you come in to get the word of God on a Sunday, it shouldn't be used to prove a pastor's point. That's my only beef with institutionalized church. There's a lot of the pastors, I'm not saying all, but a lot of them use the Bible just to prove their point. That's why they don't even go through the whole book. They don't go through the whole verse. They'll speak half a verse or half a chapter and jump to another one and talk to you. And to prove what they just said, they go back into the book. Then they come back out and talk to you. And to prove what they mean, they go back into the book. I got a couple, they go kill me. I got a couple pastors in my family. One of my cousins is a pastor, older. All my cousins older. My mother had me when she was 16, but my grandmother had my mother when she was 48, 49. And one of my cousins threw a Bible at me because I told him, like, we humans don't go to heaven, bro. It's in the book of Revelation. Jesus said, like, we don't go to heaven. Stop telling people that. I was upset because somebody close to me died. And when he said it, I made a face. I didn't even say nothing. And then he asked me why I made that face. And I told him I didn't want to talk about it. And he kept bothering me with it. And then he said, I'm not even going to tell you what he said, but because I forgave him. But when he said it, I'm like, okay, I'm going to give it to you then. We don't go to heaven. It's in the Bible. And most people don't know that because they pimp you with it. Most people don't know. Do you know women cannot teach men? That's in the Bible. Women can't teach men. There's a lot of stuff in the Bible people don't read and don't understand. That's why you got these men group using the Bible to dominate women, to show that they're supposed to dominate women. A lot of these men groups do that. And let's be honest, you don't even know what the Bible said because it was translated from at least minimum 3 different languages. So when you did that, you lost the perception and the understanding because no language translates to another language clearly. So you can only assume what that meant. And that's why in the book it said, do not change my word. And man did it. By translating it, you changed the word of God. I believe in a lot of that book because I understand it. Most people read that book literally, and it's not supposed to. It even tell you it's not supposed to. It's not supposed to be read like that. It's written in allegories and parables. You got to look and look at the book and see how it's written. And once you see how it's written, you understand how to read it. But they don't tell you that. They want you to take it literally. Because when you do that, you get lost in the sauce. The Bible wasn't written for people to read. There's a lot of stuff people don't tell us. But there's a lot of stuff we don't even think about. We don't wonder. You can't find nothing unless you look for it. So if you never seek, I'm not even gonna say the truth. But if you don't ever seek knowledge or wisdom, you'll never find it. You'll never find it. If you don't ever seek or look for facts of things, you'll never find it. And if you let people feed you information, they gonna feed you exactly what benefits them. I learned that the hard way. That's like even when I come up here and talk, I tell you something, and unless I'm showing you the information, I just tell you where to look for it or tell you how to look for it, so you can see it for yourself. You know, we should all even like this is the way I research, right? When I research information, also research the author. I had a conversation with a buddy of mine about the whole, now listen to what I'm saying, theory of evolution, because that's all it is. But the creator of the theory was racist. So understanding the creator of the theory is racist, you can understand why evolution tells us that white people are superior. Europeans have evolved from us, from darker skinned people. That's theory of evolution, that they evolved from us. They're an evolved form of what we are. Why are we still here? And then when you look at genetics, if a European is a evolved form of me, why are my genes more dominant? That'll almost be like a de-evolution or devolvement. That's what I'm saying. We have to think. And that's not no knock against nobody. I'm just stating facts. That's the whole theory of evolution. The person who wrote it is a racist. Even like when I'm researching information about Africa or information about the natives of America. I mean, a lot of the information, you got to be careful because even if the author is black, they might have an agenda. And now you done downloaded this information and you're going around spreading it when it was BS the whole time because this person had an agenda. But because he was black, you thought it was right. And same thing. I hear a lot of black people say, well, I get all my information about black people from black people. And you should, but you cannot discount a European research because all white people ain't racist. There's some white people who actually, I don't even want to say neutral. They just know right from wrong. You know, all white people ain't racist. You know, that's like my wife is Middle Eastern. And I'm from Michigan, so there's a big Middle Eastern population here. You know, they don't want their women dating or especially marrying outside their race, especially no black dude. They'd be cool. It's actually okay for them to marry a white person, but not a black person. That's when the problem come in. But a white person, they're okay. And that's crazy, ain't it? The same people that oppress you oppress me, but you okay. So, I mean, even me getting with my wife, you know, she felt it was going to be pushed back. She felt it was going to be pushed back from her parents, but her mom loved me. Her dad loved me. You know, some of the people didn't show up for the wedding. Didn't matter. We had a ball. You know, my family, we mutts, Native American. My what would it be? My great granddaddy was a white man on my dad's side. You know, it was a white man on my dad's side. Yeah, it was a white man on my dad's side. So I got white relatives somewhere in South Carolina. There's a whole little section that we got down there. It's like a black side, white side, I guess. But yeah, all white people ain't racist, and all black people ain't good for you. I guess that's what I said in this. All black people ain't good for you, and all white people ain't bad for you. There's so many distractions, man. And that whole, it's so many distractions. And it won't even make sense unless you open-minded. So even a lot of conversations I be wanting to have, I don't think there's no point. Because I don't think people can see past their own experiences. I should say it like that. I guess it's kind of hard to see past what you know already. You know, you got to kind of expose people slowly to things. And that's a sad thing too. That we had let did it ever make sense to anybody that like now that I'm older, I don't see the point of integration, and it don't make sense. That don't make sense. And who thought of that? And I don't know if I was talking on here, or I might have, because I talk a lot with my family, especially like we be having a little conference call. So I can't remember if I said it on here or if I was talking to them. But that's probably one of the worst things that happened for black people. No, I think I was on this 504 channel. I might have been on there. But that was the worst thing that happened to black people was integration because no, I think I might have been talking to my sister. I was talking to my sister because not only, the part that no one really thought about, all those black teachers lost jobs. Not only the fact that, now you having people who don't like you teach your kids, but even though you had less resources, you the black teachers lost the job, and you lost that nurturing factor because at least the people teaching you actually cared about you. Some of them kids couldn't even go in the classroom even after it was integrated. They had to sit in the hall. You know, I don't think it's that's how tribes live. I don't think I'm not gonna tell you what I think about that, but yeah, that wasn't a good move. That wasn't a good move because I just feel like even though we had less resources, we still created our own. We had the capability to create our own and to do it our way. We lost that, and we're still paying for it because now we have no control over how or what our kids are taught. But before that happened, we did. So I said, you see what I'm saying? That shit was playing, man. Hey, they can. If somebody can convince you that you need something or something is better for you, you need to look at it a little harder. Don't let no one determine what's better for you because shit like this happened. That shit was they got bamboozled. Didn't Martin Luther King say it was a famous quote before he died? I feared I led my people into a burning building when talking about integration. You can't let the people who oppressed you teach you. What they gonna teach you? You think they gonna teach you anything that uplifts you? Why would they? What sense do that make? We let them govern us, feed us. We ain't got nothing. And then when we do get something, we don't support it. We do not support black businesses enough. We do not support that. I'm gonna be honest with you, and please don't unsubscribe for this one opinion that I have, because this might piss you off. But please don't do it, because I promise you, it's just one opinion. But I think they should give black people reparations. I think that'll boost the damn economy, because most black people go out and buy some ignorant shit anyway and get the money right back. They ain't gonna build nothing to circulate it. It'll be groups of black people who will, but the vast majority of black people will boost their way. Man, I don't understand why they should get every black person at least $1 million for reparations. They go get the shit right back. I don't understand why they don't. It makes sense to me. If I was white, I'd be pushing for that, especially if I was a white business owner. I'd be pushing for that. Like, yeah, give them reparations. They go buy some rims, some cars, some jewelry, some clothes. That's what people go do. They ain't go take that money, put it together, and open no bank. Open a distribution company. They ain't gonna go around, buy a bunch of land and start building factories. They ain't gonna do that. they go buy some whips, some jewelry. That's what they gonna do. So I don't see why white people shouldn't. I don't. If I was a white business owner, I'd be pushing for that. Give them money. Give them money. Give them money. I would. I've been on here talking crap for about an hour. I'm gonna get my butt off. Well, whoever tuned in, I appreciate y'all checking me out, man. I ain't had no topic or no subject tonight. I just wanted to come on and talk. I was hoping somebody hit the panel. But yeah, I'm the word, man. That's all I got. Y'all take it easy.